Everything.
Any type of cuisine you want?
One of my favorite things, I went to school in Ireland, and one of my teachers at that time asked, like, what's one of the things that makes Canada, like, quintessentially Canada?
Yeah.
And I was like, maybe not everywhere, but specifically for Ontario, and the multiculturalism
It's huge.
so
it's
cool.
Huge. Yes, it's huge. You know, it's one of those places you come, you either fit in or you don't, but the chances are you will fit in because it's just things for everybody.
Exactly.
You know,
exactly.
You'll find your place. Hey man, so tell me, what do you do for a living?
Well, I am currently in between jobs. I did work at a dispensary for a while there, but I classically trained as a musical theater actor.
Oh wow, is it hard to find work in that field?
I'd say that it's not necessarily difficult if you're definitely motivated. There's lots of opportunity, especially now that COVID has loosened a little bit more.
Right.
The industry's starting to kind of have a lot more opportunity again, which is wonderful. Is it difficult to, audition yourself every single time that you want to go get a job?
Right.
It can be a little bit demoralizing sometimes, but I think that inversely, when you get those jobs and you get those opportunities, the highs are even better. So it's I would say it's worth it. It's not easy, but definitely worthwhile when you can.
So you've done musical, which is a great place to be. What is it about that? What made you go into that field specifically?
Well, for me specifically, I knew that the way that I could help humanity isn't necessarily being a doctor. Unfortunately, I don't have the smarts for that.
Right.
But people need an escape. People need that ability to laugh and cry, and in a space where everyone's having that same shared experience. And I think that live theater really is unlike any other form of media. You get to tell such human stories while also being able to go to this zany place and have these crazy characters and these, you get to have so much breadth of scope while still being able to just provide that bit of escapism for people. Right. And I think that while I can't necessarily help everybody out and heal all the injuries of the world, you definitely can do something to make it a little bit easier to live.
Absolutely. And what do you find has been like the biggest struggle since being in that field?
Oh, the biggest struggle?
Like, has it met your expectation? Because you go to school for certain things, and you say, you know what, once I graduate, I'm going to get a job. I'm going to be making X amount of money, X amount of data at a certain time.
Right.
How long have you been out of work? And
Well, so right out of school, I got back-to-back jobs in the city, which was so phenomenal.
Were they contract or long term?
Short contract. I mean, a majority of theater jobs currently are contract based, so we don't, instead, unlike other parts of the world where they have theater houses and the company stays in the house and then you kind of have a rotating group. Canada has a lot more. We get a director to do a show and then they hire people on for that show, and then when the next show comes in, it's a new set of people coming in.
Really?
A lot of the time, yeah.
That must be.
It's a little difficult.
I mean, how hard is it to even build life around that? Build an actual career, start a family around that?
Difficult. Depending on how successful or what your metric is, you have to take a lot of, you have to let things go. In some ways, being single would be the best thing that you could do, right? You have the ability to move around, get to as many different auditions, get to, maybe one day I audition for a show that's actually off in Calgary. And now for the next 3 months I'm in Calgary, but now when that's done, I'm not necessarily stuck in Calgary, and now I've got to come back. And
so there's that benefit.
Yeah, exactly. So that definitely helps, but in turn can also be a hindrance if you do want to have that stability, that family. It narrows the scope of opportunity, but even still, it's, I would say, the biggest thing that stops a lot of actors and up-and-coming, performers is getting overwhelmed. There's a lot of opportunity and a lot of niche things that you can do. I mean, like making online content. You can do ads. You can do TV. You can do again, more your live performance.
Right.
So there's a breadth of different things that you can do. So there's still always something around, but it's just kind of figuring out what performance is true for you, right? As an artist, you want to make sure you're not necessarily compromising the work that you can provide just for the dollar, right?
Right. And tell me, you know, looking at the city and looking at the way the world is right now and everything else that's going on, all consider, what has been the thing that you most struggle with in terms of how everything has turned out?
I think the thing that I've struggled with the most is seeing people giving up on people. Seeing people watch those, those viral videos of one person doing something really crappy and just being like, yeah, that's what humanity's like. And I think especially in theater and getting to experience, diving and delving into some really like broken and, challenged characters, you see that there really is a lot more that connects us that then separates us as a whole. And it's weird, since this whole pandemic and everything's happened, how much people are more willing to step away from each other rather than come together and embrace those differences.
And why do you think that is?
I'd say that that's probably because of just fear.
People are afraid of one another?
Yeah, people are afraid of one another. If you don't know, that provides opportunity for speculation, and people will just assume the worst, where it's not. And I mean, I get that you don't want to always give benefit of the doubt because you can get played that way, but I definitely think that it's better to lead with that compassionate foot, and that foot that helps, that extend that olive branch rather than keeping it for yourself so that you have it, taking that second to, look at the people around you, give a genuine compliment, do something that makes somebody smile. People are just it's so hardwired into them to not be that way.
Let me ask you one final question and then we're done. What has been like, what is 3 things that you actually have tried, failed at, and what advice would you give to other people after you?
Okay, well, I ended up auditioning for a show for one of the big theater houses in Toronto, and I got pretty far through, and the thing that when I started doing the audition, I didn't believe that I was going to be able to do it. And I kept getting further along, and I was shocked. And I think that there comes a point where you should believe in yourself, because no one can give you that push of confidence that actually will give you that step forward.
Right.
It really does come from you. And yes, having support from everyone else and your friends and all that is incredibly important. But knowing regardless of that you have the ability to shape your outcome. If I had practiced a bit more, if I had taken a bit more time to vocally warm up each day to make sure that I was able to hit those notes, maybe it'd be a different story right now. But I look back on that and just believing in the fact that I had made it to that point and that I was worthy of taking that opportunity. That's what I would definitely say. If you get given the opportunity, take it and run with it.
That's actually such a great lesson, man. That's such a great lesson because, you look at the world, I mean, how often are we all into micro situations like that, where we're given an opportunity, but yet we don't believe in ourselves. We don't believe we deserve it, and we continue to doubt ourselves. And you're right. You can get all the support in the world, but until you
believe in yourself
and know that you deserve that, it's probably not going to work out in the long run.
Exactly.
All right, brother. What's your name?
Aiden.
Where can we find you? Give us your handle.
Aiden.Eddie on Instagram and Twitter.
Great, man. Thank you so much, brother.
Thank you so much.
It's been great. It's been great. Hold on. I don't know if this is your fashion or you want this down.
Getting the jacket off.
Yeah, there you go.
Thank you very much.
I love the coat. I love your style. Your hair. I wish I could grow hair like that one day.
If I could have the style that you got, I'd be.
Dude, you're already there, okay? You're already an actor. It's just a matter of time. We're gonna see you on TV.
I sure hope so. Thank you so much.
Good luck with it all.
What can I find you on?
18th Avenue Podcast. I'm going to add you since you're giving us your handle already.
Thank you.
And then we'll share the content with you. but that's where you'll find us.
I look forward to it.
Man.
Thank you so much.
Pleasure. Thank you
Pleasure.
so much.
You take
Enjoy
it easy
Toronto.
and have a great trip. Thanks,
You
guys.
as well. Thank you. All right.